Zeus is a
Zeus,
mess.
Zeus
Zeus,
isn't even on.
I hate Zeus.
Yeah,
That
Zeus
is a
is next.
quote from when I did Antigone. It was in the quote book. It said, "I hate Zeus," and it says Logan. And yeah, I hate Zeus. Hi, welcome back to the Invested Introvert podcast. I'm Logan,
And I'm Riley.
and we are invested introverts. We haven't been talking in a while. The last time we tried to film was Dia
Halloween.
de los Muertos
Yeah,
and
around
Halloween.
Halloween.
Around Halloween. And like our pets were haunting us. And then my laptop was being weird and dead and my a lot of things. So Riley,
Yeah,
what have you been up to? We chat. We chat on a
yeah,
daily
yeah.
basis. We're like siblings. But what have you been up to? Anything crazy? What have you been reading? Give us a little lowdown on what you've been up to.
The one weekend we tried to film, I went to a wedding, my cousin's wedding, so that was a lot of fun. As far as like reading, I finally finished Catabasis after taking forever to read it. I enjoyed it. I don't know if anyone saw it on my Instagram or whatever. I think I gave it either 4 or 4.5 out of 5.
You
I
can put
really,
down.
yeah, I really enjoyed it, but the only thing I think that kind of affected how much I enjoyed it was the fact that I was kind of reading it piecemeal. I was like jumping in between different things. So if I like sat down and just listened to that by itself, it would be different. Overall, I still enjoy Babel better than Catabasis, but both of them are really good. And if you read Babel or any of her other stuff, I definitely recommend reading Catabasis. I just personally think Babel is an overall stronger book, but that's just my opinion at the very least.
What are you currently reading?
So right now I am about halfway or so through All Better Now. I'm really enjoying it. We'll probably discuss this later, but where are you at with that?
Oh my God. I started reading a little bit more, I believe yesterday when I was at physical therapy. Um, and then I didn't read more because the Wi-Fi was bad. I think I'm 8 chapters in. I'm also gonna get a physical copy this
Okay.
weekend at some point because I'm taking a very chill weekend. I've been busy.
Oh yeah, you had that show.
Yeah, I was in a show. I finally figured out how to pronounce it. Strange Eons. Yeah, I had that during my fall break because I'm a substitute teacher and I'm trying to get a remote job. I had tech, and that was a lot. And then I had the show, and we closed it the Monday that just happened, the second Monday of November. And that was really fun. I'm just in auditioning mode, auditioning for different things, musicals, plays, murder mystery, theater, whatever I can get my hands on. And I also am reading all better now here and there. I just finished a book called The Loose or oh my God, Ortega, Tribal Club, which if you want to read it, look at the trigger warnings. I think it's a great piece, and I just finished that, and I started the Rainfall Market because it's one of the books that I bought at some point, and I'm gonna read that. And I've been tired, and I'm ready to take this weekend to relax because I was supposed to hang out with my friend, but I was like, hey, bud, I need to reschedule and clean my room and hang out with my dog and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And here we are, Riley. We have been struggling to film this specific podcast. We have two that we need to film.
Yeah.
But we've been struggling to film our Court of the Dead, one of our October book club picks, even though our October is getting pushed into November. We've been very busy during October,
Yeah.
here and there.
Yeah.
It's been one heck of the end of the year. So we are doing Court of the Dead. So we both have very interesting thoughts. This is a spoiler warning right here. We will be talking about this book in details, not super details. We're not but like in details, we're gonna talk about it. We both read it. We both read the first one. So if you have not read it and don't want to be spoiled, do not listen to the rest of this. Come back on a later date, read the book, or if you don't care, continue listening. That's your warning right here. So Riley, what was your rating of it? Or what did
Uh,
you expect from it? Like, what do you want to start off with? Court of the Dead, your thoughts and feelings. My copy
so
has been sitting waiting for me to talk about it near me for like 2 weeks.
so as far as this, I did overall enjoy it. I want to state that right off the bat. I think I forget exactly where what I put, but I think I had either it at 3.5 or 4 or something like that. So I overall did enjoy it, but we'll probably get into this a little later. But the villains of this book just didn't interest me. It was more the interactions between all of the mythics and the demigods that more interested me, and the villains were
Yes.
just kind of throwaway. It's like the three judges for this book end up being just some random people.
Yeah.
One of them's Tantalus, which he's the only one we know of ahead of time.
Yeah.
The other one was Queen Mary, Bloody Mary,
Yeah.
and the third one was God, I literally had to look up how you pronounce the name, but it's some guy from Theseus's myth that just got completely axed out of history, and that's it. And it's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
yeah,
Dude, I honestly forgot who the judges were.
Tantalus is the only one we even really, you know, know. And here's the
Yes.
other thing. It's even the characters that we're following in this book, the only one who knows him ahead of time is Will, because he would have been the only one who was at camp when all of that happened. Hazel
Yeah.
doesn't know him. Nico doesn't know him. He heard about him secondhand, but that was before Nico got there. And obviously, Frank was, in Canada with with
Yeah.
his grandmother. So it's like
No, but
there's
one
no,
of the judges knows Hazel from the Field of Punishment.
yeah, the one that knows Theseus.
Yeah.
So, but
Our main judge.
yeah, but they don't interact or like it's a very surface level connection between the two of them. It's
Yeah.
Queen Mary's just kind of there for the heck of it. I don't even know. I'm not even sure why they added her specifically. It was such a random choice. The other two I kind of understand, but Queen Mary was just a like out of left field choice for that one.
There's some elements I truly enjoyed. I don't even remember my rating. I think I gave it a 4. I think because like I enjoyed so many other aspects that I just pretended judges didn't exist. The way we went to the event, which was really great, and how they made the core of the dead seem really cool, but it was seemed like it was thrown in towards like the end
The
of the
end.
book.
Yeah.
Um like they were going missing, but then you're like, what the who are
Yeah.
you? You have Mask of the Gods, which are kind of cool because like Greek theater, they had the tragic they had
Hmm.
different masks portraying different like archetypes and stuff as a person who loves theater. Also like there's certain parts I think we should talk about like the things that we really enjoy. Like let's start at the beginning.
I
I love how we got to see them relax. They're
Oh
like, this
yeah.
is kind of
No,
nice, kind of
absolutely
weird.
yes.
I'm really glad that Will and our baby Nico got to relax for a bit and they found it a little odd and we got to see them like the relationship have a nice chill point and like relax and they're like it's kind of weird. Then all of a sudden Hazel's like, "Hey," using the Iris message in the middle of newcomers coming and Nico and Will trying to help them get to their parents were like minor
Yeah, a
gods.
bunch of minor gods, yeah.
Yeah.
There's one of them who's a child of Hermes, but the other two I think are minor gods.
Yes. One was a child of Hermes and they're like, "Oh my God, this is crazy." And Hazel being like, hey
We kind of
bro,
got
dude,
something going
we got
on.
something going on. I can't tell you about it,
I
but
need
you
your
need
help.
to come over here." And the the little Cocoa Puffs, I do love them.
Yeah,
I
no,
love
they
them
were
with all
great.
my heart. Um, they're great. I don't remember them from the first one. I don't.
That
But maybe because I ingest so many books and it wasn't the time when I was like writing down notes for books that like I blocked them out. I think because I just blocked them out for some reason. But now I'm like, oh, I kind of love them.
Before we move on, I want to get your take on what did you think of Dionysus and Nico's therapy sessions?
Okay, I see. I love Dionysus. Dionysus, who he is, who they cast in the show is perfect. I
Mhm.
love this. Dionysus is great. I just thought it was out of left field. I feel like there was no build up to Dionysus being such a mentor father
Yeah,
figure
yeah.
to Nico. I love seeing that part of Dionysus. Don't get me wrong. I love Dionysus. I think he's funny. I like his jokes calling Percy the wrong name, Peter,
Peter
Pick,
Johnson.
Peter Johnson, Pickle, Malark, whatever. Um, but out left field, and I'm a huge supporter of therapy. I myself go to therapy. I am medicated. I struggle myself. I think it was out left field, and I don't know. I think mental health representation is so important because he had to deal with so much of like suddenly being forced to come out because of a god in front of his friend. Also, I didn't really see his relationship, him bringing up Jason in the first one and this one. I still don't see how you got that connected to Jason. I love Jason with all my heart. R.I.P. Ken. But I don't understand your connection with Jason. I didn't think it was built enough for you to mourn him that much, other than like Nico, Piper, Leo, Percy, because they kind of switch. But like, I don't understand your connection, and also Dionysus. I feel like it wasn't built out for those two relationships to be so important. But I think it's great that Nico has a outlet to express his emotions, but I didn't see Dionysus to be the one to do it. It was if they built it more because I do love Dionysus just because he's a funny guy. I could see that he can be caring, but I think that they didn't build his character enough throughout the series to get to the point of him being like a counselor figure for any demigod because the way he tried to trick Percy in the beginning and other
Yeah, I
moments.
I want to kind of jump in on that. I feel like he kind of took on that role during Trials of Apollo. There was like little moments of him talking to Nico, but I do kind of agree that did kind of come out of nowhere. He started to take Nico under his wing after the whole Tartarus thing. I kind of even forget the first book. Was he like integral to Nico in the
I
first book, or
don't
was that
remember because I feel
yeah,
like that's something that would pop out if it did. Also, like I already saw Chiron, what
Chiron?
I love him. Yeah. I always thought him because he was a mentor to many gods.
That would have
He
made more
would be
sense.
that figure to talk to people or even the satyrs because they are so much older than
Yeah.
everyone. They appear so young, but they are ancient. I love a good satyr. But like Dionysus, I feel like yes, he was taking Nico under his wing here and there in the Trials of Apollo, but I feel like it wasn't built out enough to be just jump on of having these moments of like, do your deep breaths. Like this man is so old and
But
like maybe he is here with the times, but like I feel like you jumped into it and I didn't get any background unless you give me a short story between this showing like how their relationship builds, why Dionysus decides to choose Nico and take him on.
and just to clarify, we're not saying that's a bad thing,
No.
but all we're saying is that like it kind of comes out of nowhere. But like Nico, like Logan said, if we had gotten, like a short story about Dionysus starting therapy with Nico, I would be more than okay with that. But again, like you said, it just kind of jumps out of nowhere.
I love any short story with any of the gods, just what they do on the daily when they're not being godly gods, you know?
The one other thing I want to talk about, I really loved that this book basically made Nico the new Percy. With him having to really step up and become an elder demigod. I loved how Rick and Mark were able to write kind of Nico's internal like stress about that. Now we're basically seeing Nico take on like what Percy was dealing with, being like
Yeah.
the central, more powerful demigod that everyone looks up to.
I personally don't think he'll ever be Percy. I don't think
Yeah.
he is a Percy. I think we just don't get enough of older demigods. Like in New Rome, they have tons of older demigods. They talk about it. Like they have third generations living and training and doing all that thing. And
Yeah,
he
they've got the
is,
the whole
like
legacy
you said, he
thing.
is an elder demigod that should not exist. So that's a lot of things. And you also don't see him reflect on like he could have been the one of the prophecy. We never talk about that anymore because that's
No, we
crazy.
don't.
Like he was so it could have been him.
Yeah.
It almost was Thalia and Thalia became a huntress. But like I know that prophecy is old and gone. And like they do mention Percy, like we don't want to bother Percy, but I'd love to see Percy just like relaxing. Just a little short story of him and Annabeth. Like, what do they do on their daily? I know it's might be boring, but I kind of care.
Yeah.
They're like, we shouldn't bother Percy in New Rome. He's in college. I'm like, then stop bringing up Percy.
Oh yeah, no, that's the other thing. If you're going, if per like as far as we're concerned, minus the whole senior year recommendation letter thing, Percy is done effectively. His story's over. He's with Annabeth, and they're living their lives.
Yeah,
And
and we're
I
waiting
don't,
for one more book for the recommendation
yeah,
letters.
and I don't think unless Rick has some sort of plan because he's talked about, Bast, Ymir, and Chiron all meeting up. So unless he's got some sort of like big crossover planned,
Yeah,
I don't think Percy's going to have much of a storyline going forward. It's mostly, I think, going to be Nico, Will, Hazel, Frank, and whoever else
yeah.
he decides.
I miss Leo
Yeah, yeah.
King. Yeah, but there's some demigods that they get mentioned, or they were briefly a part of different things, and then they disappear. Stop name dropping my King Percy, my bro,
Yeah.
my bro Percy. Yeah, but like them going to New Rome and like it's crazy how much has changed. I'm glad to see the progression. And all of a sudden these mythics, we used to call them monsters, but now they're mythics, are here and they want to change. But some of them seem like they don't really want to be there.
Yeah, they're kind of begrudging.
They're just like, I'm here because that one's there.
Yeah.
And it's I wish the story is more focused on them.
Yeah. So I feel like if they like I get the Court of the Dead. I get the whole
I
idea.
feel like that would be a fun separate thing.
Yeah. If you're like if he wanted to do a separate idea for this, for the Court of the Dead, go for it. But again, that main conflict for the book was, Camp Jupiter and all of the mythics trying to blend together.
I feel like if they gave more of a hint at the beginning or throughout the book about the court, like
Mm, okay.
even Rick and Mark, if you had like a prologue of like, no, you don't tell us what's going on, but you're like, there's a court proceeding happening
Yeah.
and someone is put on trial, some mystic is put on trial,
You
and
mean like
then
have Nico or Will have a dream about it?
yes, and then it fades to black and like it's a startling of like, what
Yeah.
is this?
I mean, they do have those dreams where it's Nico sitting in that room.
Yes,
But I get what I totally
I
agree
wish
with
it
you.
was sooner.
Yeah.
Or like at
'Cause
the very beginning have that leads into it like something's up. It's like
yeah.
everything seems fine when like I'm going through my day. New kit of bloods are arriving each day because they're minor gods, there's new cabins being put up, or even like I don't know, a message from one of the mystics being like, Nico, can you help me? And him being like, what?
Yeah.
Uh I feel like there's so many elements that I feel like it was the towards the end of the court when they got there. I think it was interesting where the court was placed and like the person someone stealing away these mystics was interesting, very interesting. But I feel like it the court elements were rushed. Like it's called Court of the Dead, but we don't see it until like
Yeah.
the
And we don't
75% mark.
Yeah. Well, we get those hints of like the voices talking to the monsters, but that's, about it. Aside from that and Nico's dreams, that's all kind of the hint, all of the hints we kind of get as far as like a larger plan.
Yeah.
So, again, like we're saying, it's not that the Court of the Dead was bad. How it was implemented, I think, was a bigger challenge because it sort of derails the whole mythic thing because it doesn't the Court of the Dead doesn't become important until you said like 75 like 60 to 75% through the book. It's like
Yeah.
it's then and then Hazel gets separated into that barrier thing and
Yeah.
then she finds Will's mom, which I think that was funny.
I think that was funny. I think Will's mom is great. I love
Yeah,
her.
no, I love her.
She's great. And her just being like, "Oh my God, you're Nico! I read so much about you." I'm like, "Oh my God, Queen."
Yes.
She's a humble queen. She's humble bragging. So great. Or like I also like the little element. Like there's so much good things, but there were some parts that felt rushed that took away from the story. And I love Nico's like development with his father, like being there.
And the bomber jacket
Oh my God,
and
yeah.
everything. Yeah, that was great.
I was like, oh my God, you're stepping up.
Mhm.
You're trying your
He's
best.
actually being a legitimately good father.
He's like, I am so sorry. I thought
Yeah.
I was doing what was best for you. It wasn't. I'm like,
So,
yes.
so side tangent on that. I do think of the main three male gods, Hades overall is probably the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
I
agree.
Poseidon is like it's obviously Hades is number one, no question. Poseidon is a he's close, but like eh,
But if you look back on like the Medusa myth
yeah.
with Poseidon, you're like, oh my
Mhm.
God. And then Zeus is a
Zeus
mess.
Zeus
Zeus,
isn't even on.
I hate Zeus.
Yeah,
That
Zeus
is
is
a
next.
quote from when I did Antigone. It was in the quote book. It said, I hate Zeus. And it says Logan. And yeah, I hate Zeus. And Percy Jackson, it's complicated. I still hate Zeus. I'm
Mhm.
a Zeus hater.
One other thing I want to talk about, and this is kind of a more of a question as far as like the writing as a whole. How do you feel about like the implementation of like the newer slang and stuff into the newer books? Like what's your thoughts on that? I have a very
Oh my
particular thought,
God,
but I want to hear what you
I
have.
recently read a book
What?
two books ago, and there was so much modern slang, and the way they sold the love triangle just put me over the edge. Which I was like, you don't need a love triangle. What if we don't have romance? But like sometimes newer slang is too much. Like this person, like in the book I was reading, it has so much newer slang, and I like this author's writing. I was just like, mm. um, as a person who uses like slang on my daily, I say bruh, dude. I'm from South Jersey. Um, I say some newer slang. I don't say that much because we both of us are Gen Z. We're in our 20s. It's just it really depends how much they use it. And I didn't hate it because I read a book that had more newer slang and I was just like, I can't. And it had modern references of like technology and stuff and like ugh,
Well, okay. So here's my thing about it. I'm on the same page as you. But my thing is, it's like when you look at the newer books that Rick has put out, along with the ones he wrote with Mark, it's like it dates the books.
yes.
So if you're going back, if we're gonna reread these, 5, 6 years ago, 5 or 6 years in the future, and we go back, it's like the kids that are going to read this aren't going to have any context for any of this.
No.
Whereas when you look at the original Percy Jackson plus Here's Olympus, those don't have any modern slang. So
Yeah,
you can have that kind of stand alone
timeless.
without having it, clock as far as where in a timeline it takes
God,
place.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Just some of it throws me off, and I'm just like, oh my God.
So one thing I did really love. I really loved how Asterion, how he interacted with everyone.
Oh my
I
God,
feel like
yes.
he was arguably, I think he was maybe
Oh
the
my
best
God. I also
character.
loved, oh my God, I don't know his name. The Griffin.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah, the
loved
Griffin guy.
him.
He's funny.
I loved the kid. I liked the kid who like was mean to the Griffin and then did better and was the protector of the Griffin. I was like, that's good. I'm proud of you. Thank you. Yeah, but to be honest, if there's another book, great. If this ends it into a duology, that is fine too.
Yeah, I'm okay with
Um,
that.
I just want to see them. I kind of just want to see them. The demigods chill.
Yeah.
I want to meet some other cabins. What do you want?
I'm kind of in the same boat as you. Obviously, Percy Jackson is very lucrative to Disney with the show continuing. So they're going to ask Rick to keep doing this, obviously. So what I think he should do, if he's not going to have Percy, he should either elevate a couple of the demigods from the seven. I don't think Piper's going to be part of it because she's off in California or with her dad, obviously, so she's not going to be there. But I think you can bring back Leo. You can always bring back Will and Nico. And then you can obviously have Frank and Hazel. So
Yeah,
if we're going to get more stuff, it's going to, I think, feature them. And it's going to be less of obviously Percy and Annabeth because they're, off doing their thing. Now, this is a good time for him to start refocusing on Carter, Sadie, and Magnus. All of the characters that kind of got, sidelined. We're waiting for some sort of, resolution on all that. That's just my 2 cents. I could totally be wrong on what he's planning.
we have no idea. I do like Rick and Mark's collaborations. I think they are a good
Yeah,
duo. They are very fun. I like Mark's writing personally. I think they are a great writer. I enjoyed their writing. So hopefully we'll read more from both. We definitely will
yeah.
read more from Rick because we love Rick. I don't have anything else to say.
I mean, I'm not. No, I think we've said pretty much everything we've
Yeah.
wanted to,
Uh,
talk about.
Also, it's our opinion. You can think something different. We're not gonna scream. We're not gonna cry. But this is our opinion on The Core of the Dead by Rick Riordan and Mark. I don't know how to say his last name.
Oshiro.
Oshiro. I'm
I'm
so
pretty
sorry.
sure
I
that's how
can't read
you pronounce
phonetically.
it.
This is always comes up.
Yeah,
You can find us on our YouTube, our Instagram, our separate Instagrams. If you want to see what we're doing, we have TikToks, Instagrams. Riley will link everything below it while he's
yeah,
editing. He will put things in, so trust him. And that's all we have to say. See you in our next
yeah.
video. Bye.
See ya.